Well, hello there, stamping friends. This is Traci Raether from Plum Crazy Stamping, and it is Wednesday. Let's see, February 12th, 2025, and it's time for our weekly card making lesson. And this week we'll be doing our paper pumpkin workshop with the January kit. And this comes as a subscription product in the mail. You can order one. You can actually order it monthly. You can order it every 3 months, 6 months, or for an entire year. And this one is called Hearts for You. And as I said, it's our January 2025 kit we'll be looking at. So let's look at all the parts and pieces that are in our kit. I'm actually going to show just the desktop here and put myself a little bit smaller on the screen so that you can see everything we've got going on. Got everything kind of laid out. I have all the stamps on my blocks. But let's go ahead and look at the parts and pieces. So the first thing is there is a full color tutorial that comes with each paper pumpkin. And on this front cover, they'll show you all projects that are included. So this has 9 cards total, 3 of 3 different cards. And when you open it up the first time, it tells you how to separate your supplies for the 3 different projects that you have. And then it gives you instructions for the first project, second project, and third project, very detailed, down to what you need to stamp and how you can use your adhesives. It also actually has a ruler so that if you have linen thread or twine or ribbon, you can actually measure it right with your instruction sheet. On the back, it has all of the kit components, so you can take a quick inventory of everything that you have when you open your box. And then something new, I think it's been probably for the last 3 quarters, if not 4, they have done a matching die cut set that matches 3 months of paper pumpkin. So this month's, I don't remember the name of this one, but it has the heart, which is for February. This little bee one must be about March, and we had little stems here for January. Anyway, there's also a QR code here in case you would miss a demonstration like this about how to put this project together. And then it also has the coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors. And today I'm going to show you in the workshop how I really start from looking at all the kit pieces and think up my alternatives and put together some additional cards. And I start out by garnering some additional supplies by looking at the Stampin' Up! Colors that are included in the kit. So before I go any further, I just want to remind you, if you are coming aboard, please let me know who you are and where you're from. I see some of you have already done that. Thank you. Hi, Betty. Hi, Donna. And hi, Betty. 2 Bettys. And then if you're coming aboard on YouTube, please remember you either have to be in your Google account or your YouTube account to use the comments to sign in and to ask any questions or leave me any feedback. All right, so in addition to the instructions, then you also get, this is a card project, you get envelopes. Now, isn't this beautiful? I think this would look gorgeous coming in the mail. But this is also something many times I will take apart and use as designer series paper. So we'll leave that as an option for us today. We also have a lot of stickers that we're going to use to embellish our projects. That happens to be gold foil. You can see here on my desktop that I have card bases. There's 3 different colors, one kind of white, red, and then the Flirty Flamingo marbled paper. There are also die cuts, card fronts, then additional hearts that are already cut and able to be used. Here's some more card fronts where you'll be able to see the card base through it. I already punched out the little extra white hearts that were there. Then each paper pumpkin comes with at least one Stampin' Spot, and this month's is Real Red. Also, I received some of the adhesive that I would need for the project. So I've got regular size dimensionals. I have some mini glue dots. Actually, they gave me extra mini glue dots. And inside this little bag, there are also a number of embellishments. Aren't these pretty? Little sparkly, kind of clear hearts. So we'll just be setting those out here. Let's see what else we happen to get. We've also got some linen thread that came as a part of the kit. And then the stamp set for this one, Hearts for You. Some really nice sentiments. You're my favorite, celebrate love, love you, and you have my heart. And then we've got some hearts as well as some leaves that we can use in the projects and our alternatives. And like I said, I've already got those on my blocks. And I think that was kind of all the parts that came in the kit. Then I told you as I'm going to be getting ready to do alternatives, I went and got out some of the 3 colors that are part of this kit. So Real Red, Petal Pink, and Flirty Flamingo. So I have these as card bases, and then I also went into my scraps and got these same color scraps so that they'll be available. And I decided I was going to focus on using this stamp set even for my alternatives. So I didn't get out any older stamp set I have, but I sure could have. And then I also got out these 2 punches that were available probably about a year ago to see if I wanted to punch out some of the scrap paper and or the envelope to decorate my alternative cards. And then I also went digging in my ribbon. So I've got shiny Real Red satin, some more polyester Real Red, which is a more matte finish, and then some thinner this is Petal Pink. I didn't find any Flirty Flamingo in my stash right here. And yeah, I guess I'm ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do is actually do the 3 projects that are shared in the kit. So I've already got those put together. And let's see here. I think what I will do to just kind of cover up all of our other supplies so we can focus on this one. And we'll take out the kit pieces here and out of the envelope. And then I'm going to open up my instructions to project 1. And I'll remind you, these are photopolymer stamps that come in the paper pumpkin. So I will be using the Pierce mat as I am doing my stamping. So let me grab that here. And I already have my sentiment label, which is what we're going to stamp, as well as we're going to stamp some hearts on the card front here. So we'll leave both of these out. Then I have actually some linen thread that I'm going to be using as a part of this card. And I already put the dimensionals on one of our die cuts that came with this. Let's go ahead and get the bone folder going and have our base card. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Kim. Kim, my vacation was great, but it was over way too fast. Spending that time in the sun on the beach was wonderful. So I'm all re-energized. Okay, so I'm going to set the card base to the side here. And we're going to just punch out our 3 little hearts And I'm going to just set them over here on the side because maybe I'll use them on an alternative card. All right, so we've got that. And let me get out my Real Red stamp pad here. Okay, and we're going to stamp You're My Favorite. Gonna move this aside, kind of get our sentiment right there. I can't believe Valentine's Day is upon us. It means it's the middle of the month of February. My goodness. Now, I'm not sad that winter is flying by. If you're anywhere near Wisconsin, we're expecting 4 to 6 inches today and another 3 to 4 on Friday. So welcome home. But I don't feel guilty being home and just stamping away. So it's a great way to spend a snowy day. Okay, we've got that. And then I'm going to just set this aside. And let me find my heart stamp here. And I'm just going to use the red ink again. I actually have my Valentine's in the mail. I know, don't fall over. I was so happy to do that. I have a lot of birthdays this month too, so I was taking care of that. And many of you have been ordering, so I've been sending you little notes. My goodness, it was great to go to the post office and have that done, what I perceive to be a little more timely than I am sometimes. And for my son and my husband, I have their Valentine surprises already. And I've picked out the cards that I actually made last year that I'm going to give to them. It feels great. I think I had so much energy after I came back from vacation that I worked about 11 hours on Monday. So it's great to get a break and kind of revives a person, I think. Let's see. I think I've got the 3 red hearts that we need. So I'll just wash this stamp. All right. I am going to just set this ink aside so I don't stick my finger right in it, right? Let's see. Okay, the next thing we need is our twine. Linen thread, whatever you want to call it. I think the twine is probably a little thicker. This is a little thinner. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually tie this around my card front. And tie it off to the side here as they're suggesting. This is one of the things that I'll forget. I get my card front on there and then it's like, oh no, I was supposed to put something on there. Now I'm going to show you this little trick here of, let's push this down a little bit. I'm going to actually use a glue dot to hold this in place before I actually tie my bow. But I just want to get this where I want it. All right, let me take one of those glue dots and I need my take your pick tool. And I am going to actually keep this on the back of here, take the covering off, and then I'm going to make this, just roll this up on the end of my take your pick tool so that you won't see it underneath the bow that I'm going to make here. Now it's stuck on my finger very well. Okay, and I'm going to just hold this like I am going to tie the knot. Put it right there. Okay. There. Now that will help hold this while I tie the bow. And I like to tie the bows upside down. They just seem to lay better. So we'll tie the bow. Oops, slipped out of my fingers there. And then I'm going to flip it back around. Make the loops just a little bit smaller. And there we go. All right. So we have got that part. Now I'm going to actually flip this whole thing over and put the dimensionals behind it. So I've been reading a lot of what people have been talking about online as far as paper crafting. And I find a lot of people are organizing their craft rooms. That's what I've been doing too. So how about you? Have you found that necessary? I kind of blew the whole thing up over Christmas. So I've been working on that. And it's been fun because I know where everything is. So I've actually been getting a little bit more crafting in, even just since I got back after this last weekend. It's kind of nice to refresh, see what you have, and then perusing the catalog. So I did put in a couple of, or one order so far, I guess, to benefit from some of the new Celebration products. Kind of excited. I think the Beautiful Butterflies stamp set has been added to the Celebration freebies, in case you haven't noticed that and you like that. I've been using that a lot in my crafting. So I got one of those and some others. Let's see here. Okay, I got to think about what I'm doing and talking. All right, so I am actually going to place this and just center it right in the middle here. And it's so nice, just those little die cuts. The back paper shows through. I am going to trim the edges of my bow now. I think they can go off just a little bit. Okay. And then we have our sentiment here. I'm going to put just 2 of the dimensionals right on there. And try to get it just under that a little bit. Okay. And now we're going to add some embellishments, some of our gold foil. I think this gold foil is so pretty. So we're going to take, let's see, one of these smaller hearts and put that down here. All right, and then we're going to take the frame of this size heart and kind of move it over to this side a little bit. There we go. And then we have this beautiful Fleur de Flamingo die cut that's got some foil design on it. One of the things about Valentine's Day is, and I think this card is a great example, is the layering of hearts in different colors and different sizes are such a pretty Valentine. And then we've got our little embellishments here. Let me grab these little hearts. And we're going to go ahead and add a few of those. So let's see. It's even interesting. I'll just show you in the photograph. They'll even suggest how many of the little embellishments you should add. So this time they're saying 5 would be a good number. Oh, it actually has silver sparkles in it. Isn't that pretty? Wow. All right, so we're going to put one right up here. And then we're going to go down here a little bit, trying to keep the heart straight. All right, and another. And then we'll go to the other side of the card here with another 2 of them. Boy, they really add. All right, so that is the finish of card 1 with this beautiful envelope. And see how easy, and do you know, this would be so easy to recreate with your own paper. This design, I love it. And I like the linen thread down there in the corner. All right, project 1, we'll check that off our list. Let's go on to project 2. So I'll kind of show this one to you. This is unique in that it has a row of hearts we're going to pop up here. All right. So this card front, now this is going to be a little difficult to see, but it has very faint. Can you see the hearts? The shadows are in a very light petal pink. So that is our card front. So let's go ahead and just get that ready to go. The stamping for this one is just this little tag that's going to say you. So I'm going to grab my red ink and let's get that stamp here. Okay. There we go with our sentiment. Kind of just set that off to the side since we're ready with that. And now we're going to actually take, this is going to be another landscape card, and we're going to take these rows of white die cut hearts, and we're going to actually put them on top of the shadowed areas here. Now I'm going to flip these all over. I actually used mini dimensionals on them because the full dimensionals were kind of pushing it a little bit. So I was glad I had my stash of the mini dimensionals to use. Made me feel a little more comfortable. Okay, so I am just going to take the adhesive off of these one at a time and kind of line these up over that shadow. Let's see here. It is very faint. I'd like you to be able to see that shadow. Okay, so there's the first one. It looks nice with the dimensional. You know, one of the things I thought of when I was looking at this is you could actually take your blending brush and put more color behind these if you wanted to. Now I'm trying to line them up straight. So this is really adding some texture and dimension to this card. Pretty cool. Don't recall having a card design like this one before. Hi, Mary Ellen. Chilly in Montana too. Oh no. Tell you, yesterday I hit the grocery store because it's supposed to go below 0 for about 10 days. And I decided I'm not going outside. So loaded up on the milk. Had to go to 2 stores to get eggs because we had none at Costco this weekend. And there's limits of how many you could buy in other stores. So yeah. And had to get bread. we kind of right when we got back from vacation loaded up on the meat and the veggies and some fruit. So we're all good to go. And so I am going to hibernate for 10 days and just craft and cook once a day for the boys. So, how about you? Now, for those of you that live in sunny, warm places, good for you. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, isn't that cool? There is our front. All right, so then next we've got 2 hearts we're going to layer on here. So first this first one that is the marble flirty flamingo, I just put glue dots on. So I'm just gonna get these paper coverings off. Boy, it's double stuck there. There we go. If you haven't opened my weekly email yet, I'll just let you know that if you have school-age kids or grandkids, I did put a free tutorial in there to make 7 different kind of Valentines for kids for school. And you really can use any stamps that you have, just the designs might help you. So that's kind of a little Valentine from me to you. All right, we've got that. Now we're going to put the red one on top with dimensionals to make it even a little bit higher. And I'm just going to center that inside this other heart. There we go. And we're going to take our gold love word out of here, our sticker, and put that right on top of this heart here. Okay, and then we're going to take our word you, and I'm just going to put one dimensional behind that. There we go. Oh my goodness, Mary Ellen. Yeah, to work on this and do it a little differently. Well, you'll have the hearts that you can use and or cut out to do this. So no worries. And then I'm going to tie a little bow. So this has just a really little piece. What is this? 8 inches of the linen thread here. And oh my goodness, minus 35 to minus 45. I hear that's coming our way next week. Ugh, that's so cold. You know what? I think I'll leave this like small like this, but I'm going to have to trim this edge off. And a little bit off of this side. There we go. And I'm going to need a little glue dot to secure this. Let me grab one with my take your pick tool here. All right, where did I? Here they are. Yeah, it's interesting. They call a snow day here. And the snowing didn't start till this morning, and it's going to go through the night. So I don't know how much we'll have by the time school gets out, but some people didn't have school. Some are calling school early, and some are saying no activities. This is one of those things, though, when I was a kid, they didn't do that, right? Can't seem to get the adhesive off of here. But I guess better safe than sorry. The thing that, oops, the kids can do now is they can do things online and, not miss the whole day, which is kind of nice. There we go. And let's see, I think we'll put it right next to here. All right, and there is our second card. That's kind of unique. I love the gold foil, and I think this is neat, but boy, you could decide to do a lot with those hearts to make this look different. So that's kind of a fun option, right? All right, we're ready to move on to card 3. The buses didn't run here for 2 days. Oh, I bet. I think it's just hard for the buses too in this cold weather. All right, here's our third card we're going to make. So let me get out the parts and pieces for this one. All right, let's just set those to the side. We've got a nice red card base, or real red. It's probably real red, and it might even be Poppy Parade in there. All right. And we have to stamp our sentiment here. So let's grab this. And we're going to do Celebrate Love. Fuel gets, gels up and won't run, sure enough. Wow. Okay, we've got our sentiment. Thanks, Mary Ellen. I love it too. And I love the background technique. So many things you could do with that, although I like it just the way it was used. That's true. Mary Ellen, how long will those really cold temperatures last for you in Wyoming? Is this like the lowest it gets and then it'll be over? Or is it a longer event for you usually? So, okay, we've got our card front. And I'm going to go ahead and take the dimensionals off of here, the paper coverings. And we'll center this. Okay, and then we've got this beautiful die cut gold foil. And I decided to use the mini dimensionals on here too. And plus on these top ones, I took from around the side, of my dimensional thing, some little scraps that I had just to put up top here. Yeah, since I used my Valentine's from last year for my mailing and for my family, I'll be using these next year because they're gorgeous. You know what? Don't use your tool to take the tops off those dimensionals when you have gold foil. Oh no, it made little dents. Well, it'll look like the design, I guess. Live and learn. So I'll share that with you. Don't do what I did. Okay, let's put some mini glue dots on our sentiment banner here. And I'm going to kind of put them in a little bit so they'll fit on top of the gold foil. I must have pressed a little hard there. Oh, I can see now. Yeah, that would go through. Oh, well. Okay, we're going to do Celebrate Love right there. And then we'll get some more dimensionals. And put them kind of down near the bottom here. All right. And then on this one, to use the gold foil as a way to seal your envelope. That would be really beautiful on here. I have to tell you what happened yesterday. So I told you I put birthday cards and Valentine's in the mail. And I went to I keep those little, here, I'll show you. Oh, this is going to fall apart just like what happened. So don't keep these too long. Can you see how this is falling apart? So I went to put this in water, and then I just used that, to go along the seal. I'm going to throw this one away, so I don't have to lick envelopes, right? Well, the first card I did it on, that all disintegrated, and it was on a white envelope, and it turned everything black. Yeah. So anyway, then I was like, how am I going to close all of these? Because I didn't have any other newer ones of those brushes, because they're probably all going to fall apart, just like you saw. So what I did instead is, I don't know about you, but I have tons of washi tape. You know what I did? Take the washi tape, and I just cut a piece, and that's how I closed all my envelopes. And I had one that was purple, pink, and gold for Valentine's Day. So a new way you can use your washi tape, use it to close your envelopes. It really looked kind of chic, I have to say. Haven't done that before, but I thought I would share it with you and see if you like that little tip. Okay, so there's our 3 projects so far. Let's go ahead now and let's make something new. All right, so let's get this out of the way for right now. We've got to look at all our parts and pieces and see what we want to put together. And I'm going to kind of lay out these 3 potential card bases. Actually, what I'll do to make this easy is I'm going to score them all, because I'm just going to make regular cards, not fun folds. So I'll just score these all. I keep a number of them cut to a half a piece of cardstock. So this is 8.5 by 5.5. And now I'm just going to score them all at 4 1/4. So they're ready to be a card base. This really speeds up my crafting, having these in my file as card bases. And then I also have a binder filled with scraps of all the different colors. And that really helps too. And the newest thing I did, I'm not sure if I've mentioned it on here, is I put my file of all of my colored cardstock in alphabetical order. I kind of had it by card families or color families for Stampin' Up. I was looking way too much. I'll tell you, after a couple weeks of having this in order by alphabet, I don't know why I didn't do it sooner, but I love it. Then I put the binder with all my scraps in alphabetical order. And then I have a little to-go group of papers that's 5 of each color. I put that in alphabetical order. And I'll tell you, having that all straightened out has really made my life easier. Okay, so there, we've got 3 potential card bases. And now we can kind of take what we have here and see how we want to make some alternative cards. So I like this card front. And this works just as well by putting it on here. So I think I'm going to leave that as one card option. And then I liked how they took this one as a card option. Let's do this in very basic red. And what about the one that has the, this is petal pink. You know, I am going to go with this base. No, I'm not even going to use this one, I don't think, right now. You know what I might do? So when I was punching out those hearts, I decided to try to leave this together so that I could use my blending brush. Let's try that on here. And I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to cover this up so that I just use this. I'm actually going to cut this other part off here. So sometimes, you know, die cuts using the reverse for something works really well. And that's what I decided to do with this. Okay. And then when I use this, I'm going to end up with 3 rows of the hearts. And I'm actually going to have to attach some other cardstock just to, you know, kind of keep it away from this other part. So let me leave that there and let me get some of my cheaper cardstock. I know I tell you guys when I put these in the mail, if you have a card that has height or embellishments on it, just take some cheaper cardstock and cut it the size of, I usually use 4 by 5 1/4. And yeah, I'm going to want to get a full piece of this to do this. Anyway, put that on top before you put it in your envelope to protect it. But I'm going to have to use a full piece of cardstock here. Okay. So let me just quickly, boy, this is a thick one. I'm going to go ahead and just cut this. And let's see if I can just, what is this? See if I can do, what is it, 5 1/2. Let's go 6, 5 1/2. I'm going to have to do 2 of these. So I'm actually going to make it a little longer at 6 inches. So I have 1 strip. Let's do another one here. I don't know how thick I made this. An 1.5 inches. And then by 6. All right, this should actually be, I'm going to make, you know, a stencil out of this. So let me put this on colored paper so you can see what I'm doing here. And now actually the washi tape I showed you before, I can just use that to hold this in place. Let's see, I think I'll do it this way. No, I'm going to do this on top, and I'm going to do it for a reason. I want the part where I am pressing the ink towards the page, I want that down as flat as it can be on the cardstock. Okay, so that's why I'm going to do it this way. Let me grab my tape here. Now you're going to see if this works. I had this idea, but I didn't do it yet. Now I don't know why it won't work. There's not a lot of extra space here. So did I get the total hearts? Yep. Okay, so that's one side. And now I'm going to do the bottom. Thanks, Kim. I'm glad you liked the cards. Ooh, Mary Ellen, really cold weather to the end of the month. Eek. All right, this is really going to be right to the edge here. This side didn't even... You know what? It might end up having to be 2 rows because I can get some... yeah, I'm able to add some distance onto this. Okay. I actually have to put this right on the end of the point of those hearts. Okay, there we go. So there's my stencil. Now I'm going to put it right across here. Let's see, as far as, do I want it up? I think I want this down kind of towards the bottom. So I'm lining it up from the sides and lining it up there, and then I'm going to actually put this right on my scrap paper on my desktop here. And I'm going to tape it down again. Just keep it in place, right? Now we're going to see how much ink I can get all over my fingers doing this, because I don't think it's going to happen without that occurring. But anyway, having some fun now. All right, so we've got our stencil all lined up here. And I'm going to get my blending brush, and I'm going to get my real red. I don't know if I should do Flirty Flamingo or Real Red. Maybe I should do Flirty so it's not so red. We'll change our idea here. Okay, Flirty Flamingo it is. And I'm just going to ink up my blending brush. And let's dive in. So I am going to start off of the paper a little bit here. And then I'm going to come across. Kind of get a little of this off again, and then I'm going to lightly start and then apply a little more pressure as I keep going. All right, let's see what it looks like. No, I didn't de-stickify my washi tape. Well, where I pulled a little of that off, I might have to put a paper heart. But anyway, and let's There, that looks pretty cool. And you could reuse this time and time again, right? Just set that off. All right, and up here you can tell we had a little problem with the washi tape. But let me do this. Okay. And let's see, what do we want for a focal point of this? You know what, if I put this heart up here, and I'll be able to trim it a little bit. And we've got this one for the other part where this happened. Or let me do this. Remember, I have my punches and I have some scrap paper. Let's see what this would look like. And another piece of scrap paper. So well, I have to see if I have a bigger heart. Here we go. We can just going to cut out a couple of these so we're good to go here. Okay. Let's do a couple in this color, but let's do a couple that are the scalloped edge too. Now, you know, I have smaller even punches, but I just grabbed my Stampin' Up! Ones. I have tons of heart punches. You probably do too. See, this might be a card base, so I'm going to go in quite a bit to cut these out. All right, and yep, it's not going to work with the white I have. Okay, so with those punched out, so that kind of works, and I don't like that. All right, looking for ideas here. I wonder if I should put the sentiment through those hearts, if it'll work. You know what, that might work, and I don't even have to introduce white. Just do it in red. Let's try it. If I don't like it, I'll cover it up. So just going to ink up here with real red. Let's hope I hit the center. Oh, I like that. Can you see it if I hold it up a little bit? Kind of went right in there. I'm going to keep this as a double heart, and then we can pop this up. So I'm just going to use a little glue to put the two hearts together. And I'm going to glue this right down to the card. And then this one, I wonder if this heart will go right in there. I think it will. And then the question is, do we want to do 3 of these, or do we just like it with 2? And I'm trying to cover up this part, they got a little ripped, with the tape on there. I have to tell you, I should have just used my new stuff. I just got this. It's called Post-it Labeling and Cover-Up Tape. Can you see the label? I could not find this in a store, but I found it on Walmart.com. Labeling and cover-up tape. This comes off like a Post-it note. The washi tape is a lot stickier. So I think using this for my stencil would have been a better idea. So just if you want to make a stencil, I would, recommend trying to find that. It's pretty cool stuff. I've been on a hunt for it for a couple of months, and I finally got it, oh gosh, about 2 weeks ago, and I love it. So you'll probably be seeing more of that. All right, let's do this. I'm going to put that there. You know what might be good here is a small gold heart. Let's see what, either in the middle over here, off to the side. I think I like it right here on the side. Kind of 3 different hearts. And I don't know if I want to put some ribbon on here. I know that I need to put I want this inside. This will make this look a lot better. So let's go ahead. Oh, let's stamp it first in case for some reason it doesn't turn out as straight as I would like it to be. Let's see. This says, "You have my heart." And what does it say? Celebrate love. I think that'll go really well in here. So let's do that. So this is part of this stamp set. It wasn't shown in the projects, but it's an additional sentiment. I just love that. And then, it might be helpful for you. I keep all of my Valentine's stamp sets, sentiments, all in one area on the same shelf. So, I use it once a year. You could actually keep it in one of those plastic shoe boxes too. Anyway, very helpful to just keep it together, and I use them year to year. And then this one does have, where's my little heart? Here it is. And let's do a little flirty flamingo. Okay. Are you in the mood to make your Valentines now? Oh, what a fun idea, Gretchen. I don't know if you're all able to see the comments or not, but Gretchen's comment is, "I made 28 cards for my hubby this year, 2 each day for 14 days. I started on next year since I finished this year's." What a very fun idea, Gretchen. Here I thought I did a fun Valentine's thing for my husband, and I love your idea. All right. You know, sometimes simple is best. You could certainly do a ribbon on here, but I don't think it needs it. So there is one extra card. Let's see what we can do to this one. I think we're going to keep this one just very basic with the red cardstock. Unless I don't know if this is worthy of, you know, cutting part of this out to put behind it. And actually, you could cut it out again so you could use it. I'm going to just show you one way to get two different card fronts out of this. Just had an idea here. Let's do this. We're going to cut this down. Now remember my little thing about card layers. So 5.5 by 4 1/4 is the whole card front. Then going down just 1/4 inch, 5 1/4 by 4. All right, that's what I'm going to cut this to, 5 1/4 by 4, and leave just a little rim of red. So let's do that. So by 4 inches. This over here and this stuff, and then 5 1/4. Okay, but then because this is going to go on here, now you could just glue this on your card front, right? But I hate to waste this pretty paper, so what I'm going to do is I always keep my, you know, kind of regular dies right by my machine here. So I could use these perennial postage dies to take a rectangle out. I could do this one with spots. I've got tags. I've got pockets for gift cards. Let's see here. Now this is kind of nice. I could do a scalloped rectangle out of there. I've got these, and you know, the one I'm looking for, I'm not finding. Let me just see what's here. Oh, and here's my go-to. I think this is beautiful for Valentine's Day. This is the Scalloped Contours dies. I am going to go for the fanciest one. And let's just see which one won't show here. Sure enough, that one is going to work. This one I think is too big. Yep, that's too big. Okay. So what I'm going to do, just to make this for another card, is I'm going to run this through just centered. So let me just set this in my cut and emboss machine. Here's one of those little pieces of that tape that is going to come off so easy. There we go. So isn't that nice, and why waste that paper, right? And then no one will see underneath here. You know, you could use this as a card front itself and just do something inside here too. But I want to use it like this, and then no one will even know that I cut it out of there. So when I have time, I try to cut those extra layers, and kind of does two things at once. It helps me save paper, but it also helps me have some great card fronts. So now I'm just going to glue this down here. And I think I'm going to pop this up, but I don't know what I want to do on top of it yet. You know, I kind of like just this love on here. And I love the little U word on here. And I'm actually going to stamp it right on the white. And I am going to pop this up with dimensionals. And then I think I'm going to use some of my shiny red ribbon just to put a knot on here. So let's just tie a little knot. I don't know. Let me see. I'm going to save this knot, maybe for this card. Maybe not. We'll just save that as an option, but let's look at a little bow, see if we like that better. Don't ask me what I'm doing today, the bow making. All right, I'm going to need your help to decide. Okay, I can do a knot. I can do a bow. Kind of cut that off. Or I could just do a ribbon and a knot. You know, right on the side here. Or actually a ribbon and a bow on the side. You know, like this. You know, that could be the other choice. So, what do you think? And then the last choice, I actually have one other choice, is using this real thin thread that's in Petal Pink. Now, this might actually The ribbon and the bow on the side has 1 vote. I've got it, Donna. So let's see what else others say. And then there's this one too. I think that's too late. It's a contrast. Any other thoughts? I'm waiting to see what you think. While I'm waiting, I tell you what, I'm going to put white in here and actually do something. Ribbon and bow on the side. Gretchen likes it on the side. Kim, oh my, I think that's winning. I am going to put, let's see, Celebrate Lover. Where'd that other one go? I'm going to put You're My Favorite on the inside of this one. And I think a gold heart. Okay, there's the inside, and then let's go ahead and do this. All right, here's my scissors. And I'm going to push this right up to the side here. And I think I'll tie the bow up just a little bit. This is where you always want a friend. I'm going to actually tie a knot and then tie the bow. Sometimes that's just a little easier to stabilize this whole thing. Oh, I hope I left enough on this side for the bow. It may end up being not. Well, all right, I might have to leave this one as a knot because I didn't leave enough room. So let's do this. I'm going to just slide this down a little bit. There we go. And I can secure this with the glue dot. All right. There. Sorry I couldn't do the bow, guys. But there is our second card. And let's do a quick one for our number 3. So we've got this. We're going to go ahead and do the bone folder here. I think this time this is going to get popped up on here. Okay, so let's use the dimensionals. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Donna. Great. So that's a good example of make a mistake and you just kind of change lanes and it all works out just fine. I'm just going to center this. They're quite centered. It's off center a little bit, but that's all right. It's art. All right. Then let's do this. We've got a couple. I have Flirty Flamingo out here. Let's try this with this other heart stamp. Actually, I'm going to use this other sentiment that we didn't use in our projects. You have my heart on the front of this. I think I like that. I'm going to put it right down here in the corner. I have a dimensional on here already, so we'll see what happens. Oh, it worked. That's not a good thing. Put your dimensional on first. Oh, well. Luckily, it worked out. Now let's take a little Flirty Flamingo. We can do... I should have decorated this front before I put it on. There we go with that. Because I can't go off the page with this. I don't know how this one will work. I'm right over a dimensional. Oh, it worked. Whew. Okay, let's get this smaller heart. And I'm going to do that in a Flirty Flamingo. And I think this one I'm going to use a couple of the hearts that were shared here. All right. And then on this one, I'm going to go ahead and put white in here. Excuse me. And so I could do this and leave a room to write. You could write on here in black and you would see it just fine. So you could also, put this to the side. You could put this in the center. I tell you what, let's test our Celebrate Lovin' here with Real Red. Now the question is, do I want to put it up here? Maybe that's what I'll do, right up here. And then leave this little spot to be written on. I'm just going to glue this in flat. And let's see here. Do these all have little frames around them? Nope. Just this larger one does. There we go. And I think that's probably fine. So there is another one. So you know what? You could just play all day making these. And you would come out with a lot more cards than the original 9, which is something I just love about Paper Pumpkin. I can go ahead and straightforward use what they provide to me, or I can, make a lot more cards. One of the things I'll just mention to you while I kind of set these aside a little bit so you can see what we've done is you can earn Celebration products by getting a subscription to Paper Pumpkin. And if you get a 3-month subscription, you can get 1 free Celebration item. If you get the 6-month, you get 2. And if you order the 1 year, you get 4 Celebration items. And that's what I'm going to be doing. And I do it every year. Actually, it's a Christmas gift from my husband. And it's awesome. And I get this gift every month. So if I feel like using what the projects are that they planned, then I just roll with that. So those are the ones that we made from just alternatives, right? And then these are the ones that were a part of the kit. But anyway, I get a present every month. I love it. And sometimes I just do what it says, and sometimes I make other things. And here's our last one there. So I hope you've had fun looking at this Paper Pumpkin, and it's inspired you to make your Valentines if they're not already made. And I will be posting this in the pictures, and there will be a little bit more information in my weekly email next week. I guess any other questions, let me know. I'm Traci Raether from Plum Crazy Stamping, and you can reach me at Traci, Traci, at Plum Crazy Stamping. And I'm so glad that you joined me today. Oh, and Donna, you're welcome. I'm glad you really enjoyed it. I loved it. What a great thing to do on a snowy day. So take care, friends. I'm going to be here. Let's see. The next time I'll see you is probably, well, next week, Tuesday. There's going to be a mystery stamping um, crop event, 2 hours of scheduled stamping, plus a mystery card. It's going to be free. All you have to do is register to get the Zoom link, and you'll be seeing that come out in my email and or on my business page a little later this week. And then next week, Wednesday, we'll be together again as well for a card making lesson. So take care and happy stamping. Bye, friends.